What are we gonna scrap today? Yes. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are all having a good day and a good week. Today, we're going to be taking apart this dehumidifier and scrapping it. It does not work. We're going to be taking it apart and seeing what we can get out of it for scrap. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so first thing we're going to want to do here is actually unplug my battery charger because it does not need to be stayed plugged in. But other than that, we're going to remove this plastic here. It's all garbage plastic. It's unfortunately going to have to go to the landfill, but that's good. Next, what we're going to do here is we're going to clip our cord. We'll cut off our end here. And we'll micro scrap that in a little bit. There we go. So this is about 10 cents. So our scrap total right now is about 10 cents in insulated copper wire. That's gonna go into our wire bucket. All right, next up, I'm gonna take our drill and we're going to, actually, gonna have to get a longer bit here. So grab our Phillips, and if I can, all right, after about 10 minutes, took way longer than it should have, but finally got this cap off. Look at all that goodness. Looks quite tasty. So, we're going to start cleaning this up and, start getting our scrap out. So, gotta, all this. This is what I hate about scrapping these. They don't usually, they're not usually clean, which is the problem. So, got a nut off there, a couple washers, and that should pop off like that. And that's unfortunately going to the landfill. So now what we got some more screws here. As per usual, screws. Always unscrewing stuff. That's what this job is, really. And looks like we got some more wire to cut. And then right here we're gonna have a electric motor. We'll take that apart later. Gonna put all the stuff that we'll micro scrap over there. And now we're gonna start removing all this plastic stuff. Again, more screws, always screws. Unscrewing stuff. This front piece, this front piece just come right off of there now. That opened up. And we'll just go ahead and clip those wires. and get a mouthful of dust, which is always great. So, got a little board here. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off and get all those screws out of there, but then the rest of this is just plastic, so place that down there for now. Clean up my work area a little bit, because as you can see, it's quite dusty at the moment. Gonna go ahead and just take out all our screws. We got some. I really should be wearing a respirator, and I suggest all of you that are watching this, if anyone watches this, to wear a respirator, because it's not great to be breathing in all this dust. And to be honest, we breathe it in every day, so gonna go ahead and get these wires on out of here, cut them zip ties off. And like so. Then we got some more insulated copper wire, a couple cents here. And insulated copper wire, but it all adds up. I am a hobby scrapper, so I don't really care about what I make. I really just do this to clean up the planet. It's never really done it for money, so that's where we're at now. We're gonna take these off here, but first we're gonna clean up this back area. Now, these compressors are filled with Freon, which is if you don't know what the Freon is, it is a chemical that is used in fridges, everything that makes stuff cold. So actually, I think this was an air conditioner, not a dehumidifier. So we'll see here. Conditioner. Yep. See, it always say refrigerant. So all these have refrigerant in them, which is not good to be breathing in at all. So if you have a friend or a family member that has a refrigerant removal system, or if you have a refrigerant removal system, I suggest using that to dump it, because if you just cut the lines and it spills out into the air, it's actually illegal, so you could get fined for that, and it's harmful to the planet. So if you're scrapping, you would know that you shouldn't be leaking stuff into the air anyway. Next, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get this compressor off, cut these lines, and I'll spill the refrigerant into my collection system, and I will see you guys when I'm done with that. Alright, I'm back. I cut those lines off, and to my surprise, there's actually no refrigerant in them, so we'll clean this up here in a little bit, get all this foam off, and then it'll be number 2 copper pipe. And then I have another piece right over here, number 2. It's got all that solder on it, so that'll be a number 2 copper piece. And here we have what's left. So we're just gonna keep unscrewing like we always do. And we're gonna go ahead and cut these wires here. Get these out of the way. I was gonna show at the end all the stuff that I get out of this, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that or not. So my first disassembling video, so if you have any suggestions on what I should do better, please let me know in the comments. Some trash and some wire. I know there's more right there. I'll get it in a little bit. Ugh. Yuck. That's why you should always wear gloves. Always wear gloves. And these, I'm not sure if they are brass. They're not, so those are just steel screws. And off goes all of that wire. We just got a few more cuts to make. And I believe these are, usually they are either copper or brass, sometimes aluminum or steel. And that is going to be, oops, sorry. That is going to be brass. So, got some brass here. Put that off to the side somewhere, right up here. I got some more wire. I'll put that there. We're gonna cut all these brass ends off now. Put those over there. That's my scrapyard. Will buy the brass is clean brass if it has that little bit of insulation on it, those ends. So that will be clean brass. And yeah, so clean brass. Got some insulated copper wire here. Trying to cover these clips. I'm gonna see if I can get these radiators off, which was fairly easy. So I'll just be scrapping these in a minute too. I'm gonna place these down there. Let's go on the floor for now. And pull this wire on out of here. Some more wire. Actually put the wire in this bucket because why not? More trash. So I did weigh this before the video. This as shred would be $1.42. Wasn't as heavy as one, so it's mainly just plastic. It's what it all is. If I can, and here again, more plastic. It's got a few metal screws, but I'm not too worried about those. I will take them off maybe if I feel like it. All right, so nothing up there. Next, what we're gonna want to do is, since I can right here, I'm gonna take these nuts off because they will have to come off. I can't reach that one yet, so that one's gonna have to stay there. And I'm going to, yeah, I'll take these off. Take off these wheels. Put them in the shred pile. And that is shred, so it goes over there. They're also kind of getting on my nerves, so. Some more shred. All right, I'll get these wheels off and I'll get back to you guys. All right, got all the wheels off. Now I'm gonna start ripping off some more of this cable because it is getting in the way. There's quite a bit in this section here, so let's see if I can get these pieces off, and I can. So it's gonna go right in that bucket. That's the worst part, cutting all these cords. That's some more insulated copper wire. Let's see if I can yank some of these out of here. Some of these are not even. One of these are actually screwed on, so they're grounded. But not able to reach them. Cut those. Right here we have a capacitor. You always want to be careful of those. Make sure you're always wearing your gloves. And if you are cutting, make sure you have insulated cutters. These are the best cutters I've ever had. Knipex wire cutters. These will last you what it'll seem like decades. I mean, I try not to abuse them, but when I do abuse them, it takes it like a champ. So, you know, some of the best, if not the best, wire cutters I've ever had. I highly suggest you invest in some of these if you have not already. Alright, so got all this wire mess to rip on out of here. If I can, that'd be nice. Ugh. Change. Got some. And that's just shred steel. So, pick that up, put that in there. Got a loose screw. Screw got loose. And just continue removing screws until there's no more screws to remove. I picked this up this morning, actually. I was on a bike ride, and I saw my neighbor had thrown it out, and I just grabbed it and wheeled it home. So, I actually rode it home. It was kind of hard riding a bike and carrying a 50-pound dehumidifier, so it's always fun to do stuff like that. Alright, got a smaller size, so we're just gonna have to use the good old Harbor Freight screwdrivers and remove those screws. I saw another YouTube scrapper. He makes videos sort of like I do. I kind of have taken inspiration from him. Scrap It All. He is putting all his screws that he gets in a video in a jug. So, and then he's gonna do a giveaway with that. You want to do it? So, taking off some screws here. We'll get this compressor off, and I think that's the last bit. So. Hardest part is getting that last one back there. We'll see if they will come off, but put that over there to micro scrap. And I'm contemplating if I should scrap the compressor or just take it in. I mean, I could cut it open, but we'll see what happens. All right. That's not coming off there, is it? Nope. All right. Just gonna have to take the good old hammer and smash away. It's working quite well, actually. Oh, look at that. That came off. Some more plastic garbage. It's actually garbage day, so I'm gonna see if I can get that in the garbage before the trash man comes by. And it's not gonna want to come off, is it? Looks like it's rusted on there. Oh, there we go. And we got it. So, take all the screws off, then we'll yank the compressor here, and here we have a compressor. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get cleaned up. I'm going to get my area cleaned up, and I'll get right back. Alright, got a little cleaned up as much as I could. Went and threw all that stuff out. This is what we're left with. So, got this copper here. I'm going to put my gloves on because I am not going to deal with that anymore. Why did I grab those? It's quite dusty in here. Alright, gonna cut that off, and these usually don't come off, but I'm just gonna clean it up to the best of my ability. And got a nice piece of copper number 2 here. So these are a little harder to do sometimes. Just really depends. I mean, that's all oxidized, so that might even go in as copper number 3. I don't know if they'll even buy that as number 2. Might as well just throw this in the shred, to be honest. No, just kidding. But gonna try and actually break that piece off, get that out of the way, and just rip off as much foam as I can before. See if this foam will come off. It will. Great. I got another piece of copper number 2. Maybe possibly number 3. Check with your scrapyard, like I always say. Really just depends on how picky they are, to be honest. Mine might buy that as number 2, if they even look at it. Alright, go over here with this. Actually, save this for last, just because I don't feel like dealing with it right now. Go over here with our vise. Open her on up. Oh, sorry. Hit you guys there. Alright. There we go. And then we're just gonna... ground comes out. Make sure these are brass. And yes, they are brass. So it goes action. Shh. It's gone. Should have put it by the other brass so I could show what I recovered out of this, but oh well. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes I will pull them out with the copper, but right now it's kind of fighting me, so tilt that down a little bit. It's a little too far, but see if it'll come on out, and it will. So I'll take that apart in a second here. This one I might just have to twist off. Yep. Twist her off. And then this, since I didn't get that copper out, that'll go in a shred. And here, got our copper. So, gonna go ahead and cut that. Put that there. This is very little, but it all adds up. So, cut these zip ties here, because I think the zip ties are holding the two together. If I'm right, which I was. Now this, sometimes they do unravel. Sometimes they'll unravel a little bit like this one just did. But this is just really just a bunch of this copper. Here, see if I can open it up a little bit. Yeah, it's just copper. So if you can get it open, great. If not, you might just have to go in a shred, or if they'll buy it as number 2, my yard will. So just see if I can clean it up a little bit more though. So there we go. All right, got ourselves a nice little tuba copper number 2. Put all this trash into the trash bin. It's just a small one. All right, what's next? Move over with this motor. I'm gonna grab our drill. And actually, I'll put this in the vise. So, not like that. Will go into the vise. So, see if I can get it. There we go. Yes. No? There you go. You'd come out. That just went into the brass bucket. That's not good. No? Yes. Come on out of there, little buddy. Oops. Hit you guys. Oh. Alright. I'll get back when I get that open. Alright. So, got those screws out. Actually, got a brass screw nut here and one more of those, so a little bit more brass to add to the pile. And now we just gotta take these caps off, which can be tricky. Actually, gonna close the vise up. This is an old vise. This is actually my grandparents, so. It's quite old. Oh, maybe. It might help if I get this little ring thingy off. If it'll come off. Alright, get back to you when I get this stuff off. Alright, so I got the lid off, got the core out, and I'm going to make a cut right down the side here so I can loosen up some space to take out this motor, because right now this thing is not budging. So I'm going to put it right there. I'm just going to close her on up. And make our cut. Wait. Safety first. Alright. Just got a mess here. I apologize. I know it's a lot. Alright, I'm gonna make our cut now. Alright. No, actually I'm gonna leave my glove on because that's gonna be hot. So, I'm going to let that sit, and actually, while that cools down, we'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to clean up my desk here a little bit. Desk, drawer, or area, I guess. And leave that out because I might have to make some more cuts. And we're going to move here. So, let's see what we got here. Some... Oh, wrong cutters. Great. Snip that. And I'm gonna take this out. Hopefully she'll come on out of there, but you never know. So we'll see. Actually, I'm gonna put that on the ground down there, let that cool off, and I'm going to place this like so. Clean these ends off here. And I'm actually going to do that with the good old Sawzall. So I'm gonna need some new blades for this thing soon, but yeah, what it be. So put the grinder back down there. And oh, wrong way. Alright, get cut in here. Let's see if I can do this. She wants it. No? It's all that dust though. Alright, we'll try with the angle grinder then. Since that one does not want to come off. Surprising, usually they do come off quite easy. So, especially with the Sawzall. Alright. Oops. Forgot my glasses. Make this quick. This video's getting long. Alright, one side cut. Where did I put my clippers at? In this drawer. In this drawer. Where did my Knipex go? Oh, thank God. I almost had a heart attack. These things aren't cheap. Oh my gosh. Put that in there. Plastic. Just put that there for now. Alright, and that's as far as I go with copper aluminum. Oh, sorry about that. I ran out of storage. I had to delete some stuff, so get this all set up here. And I will do this one off camera because I don't want to bore you guys. I'll cut all these off camera and I'll get back to you when that's done. Alright, back. Gonna clean this up a little bit before we continue. It's quite the mess. So I got this out of this box. I just decided to leave the rest of it in there. And I'm not going to be scrapping the compressor in this video. But what's in there is basically just one of these. So this was this. I took it out finally. And then we got those radiators. So I'm going to make a cut on one side and then pry all the copper out on the other side. So we're going to do that right now. First, glasses on. And gloves go on. And if I had a respirator, I would, but that's my next investment. And there we go. I think. Woo. Take my headphone out. Piece of copper flew in my ear. Put that back in there. Hopefully you can hear me good. Got our piece of number 2 copper here. Put that over there. It is copper, as you can tell. And now we'll open her up here. Grab our channel locks from the drawer. Right here. And we're gonna grab it and pull it on out. Oh, gotta tighten it a little more. Actually, grab that and pull it on out. Sometimes it fights, sometimes it doesn't. It's got quite tape on here, though, I will say. Some of the most tape I've ever seen on an electric motor like this. I don't know if this one's gonna come out, you guys. Alright, this is what we got after scrapping out that dehumidifier, air conditioner, whatever it was. So we got 2 radiators here. This is 4 ounces, 4.25 ounces for 32 cents. It's very light. I believe the tubes inside are aluminum, so that's why it's so light. We're going to weigh this copper up together. Right here we have about half an ounce of brass for 4 cents. Right here we got about 6 ounces of insulated number 2 copper wire. And that is about $0.87. Right here we have a little transformer. This is not going to be included in the total. I'm going to scrap this in another video, actually, and maybe a marathon video or something. Here we have a compressor. This is also going to get scrapped in another video. And here we have all of our steel, which is a couple pounds, I believe 3 or 4 pounds. I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is all our steel, and we're going to weigh this copper up right now. So let's go ahead and put all this away. Put these away and weigh this copper up. Take out the scale here. Hello. Ounces. Tare. Start loading her on up. Might not all fit in the tray. And that is 17.8 ounces. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Hope you guys have a great week. And until next time, see you guys in the next one.